Well, good day. I'm Dwayne Matz. Welcome to today's Living Word. We're continuing in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, looking at verses 28 and 29. Has died. Do not rejoice, all of you, Philistia, because the rod that struck you is broken. For out of the serpent's roots will come forth a viper, and its offspring will be a fiery, flying serpent. That's Isaiah 14, 28 and 29. And the Philistines are warned here to not think more highly of themselves than they ought. The only reason they were able to conquer any territory from Judah was because God was judging Judah for the wicked. Ahaz is dead, a new king is reigning. His name was Hezekiah. And 2 Kings 18:3 says this, he did what was right in the sight of the Lord. And we note that one of the first things that Hezekiah did was carry out the accumulated trash in the temple. We pick up the story in 2 Chronicles. Hezekiah brought in the priests and the Levites and gathered them in the east square and said to them, hear me, Levites, now sanctify yourselves. Sanctify rubbish from the holy place. For our fathers have trespassed and done evil in the eyes of the Lord our God. They have forsaken him, have turned their face on him. They have also shut up the doors of the vestibule, put out the lamps, have not burned incense or offered burnt offerings in the holy place to the God of Israel. Therefore, the wrath of the Lord fell to desolation and to jeering, as you see with your eyes. For indeed, because of this, our fathers have fallen by the sword, are in captivity. Hezekiah knew that the apostasy of the church had led to subsequent victories of the Philistines. And note well what he did. He cleared the temple of the accumulated rubbish. Friends, if we in the church wish to have victory over the enemies of God, we need to clean out the rubbish that has found its way into the church. So many things, contrary to the word of God, have found their way into the church, and they continue to pile up at an alarming rate. And instead of going after these morally lax behaviors with preaching that says, thus wishing to offend anyone, underneath all that rubbish in the church, you will find the forgotten truths of Scripture for the general population. And the result is our posterity, like the days of Ahaz, have been carried off to captivity in bondage to the sin. Truths that in reality set us free are not harsh. They're merely forgotten, buried under the rubbish of compromise with the world. Pray that the Lord will raise up a new generation of false sin, and point people to the only remedy for the sin, the cross of Jesus Christ, through the preaching of the gospel. I'm Dwayne Matz, and that's today's Living Word.